no, this is the end. This is something needs to be stopped.
What do you think went wrong?
Since beginning, I started taking some responsibilities. I used to teach some kids. At one point of time, working as a Zomato delivery rider. At the last moment, I had two offers. One was IIFT Delhi and one was Cracku. IIFT or Cracku, IIFT or Cracku. And my first two sections went very well, VARC and DLR. But as QA section started, my system shut down.
No, but it would have been so demotivating, no, for you. Like every college waitlist. So, but it's okay. Finally, you got, how much did you get? 97 points?
9-9.
9. Okay, good. And you got some shortlist, right? What are the shortlists that you got?
I got Lucknow, Kozhikode, FMS, MDI, Udaipur, Shillong, all these.
Okay. Hi friends, I'm very happy to have Girish here with us. He has been working as a content manager at Cracku for the last couple of years. He has converted FMS and he will be joining FMS soon. So today is his last day. So I thought we'll have a conversation with him before he leaves. His story is very interesting and I was always like very curious about his story. So I just wanted to know about it. Okay. So Girish, tell us something about you, your childhood, where you grew up, your studies.
Okay, so I born brought up in Delhi.
अगर हिंदी में बात करना है तो हिंदी is हाँ, totally fine.
So I born and brought up in Delhi only, and I completed my schooling also from there. So it was a local government school. I completed my education till 8th class. It's a local private school. Then I shifted to a government school. Then among the government schools in Delhi, there are some elite government schools for which there is an entrance.
Okay.
And luckily in my area, there is that new school was about to open. So I appeared for the entrance and luckily I got that. So I joined that. It was RPVV. And then completed my schooling from there. Then post that I had to do the graduation, and around my area there was not a norm that we have to do regular college. And the circumstances were like that, so I thought of doing my graduation through distance. So I did my BCom from IGNOU, and post that I realized that okay, this is not something I really want to continue. Then I thought about CAT, but the seed of this MBA or CAT actually happened in class 11th.
Okay.
And it was because from that school, the principal sir went to IIM Ahmedabad.
Oh, nice.
So there was some collaboration between IIM Ahmedabad and the Delhi government school principal. So they went there for a training, and then principal sir came to our class specifically and spent like his 1.5 hour explaining all that.
Okay.
So that seed of MBA kind of that inbuilt it in the mind, and that was subconscious, but luckily it was the part of the journey.
Very nice. So, how much did you score in your 10th and 12th?
So, I had around 85 in both.
In both, okay. Okay. And was there any gap between 10th, 12th and BCom or?
No. I continued throughout.
Continued throughout. Okay, okay. And after that, was there any gap for you before you joined Cracku or?
Yes. After my graduation, I thought that I'll be appearing for CAT because I thought that graduation is not enough. And I really wanted to grow at that time, and I was not satisfied with what I was doing. Since childhood, I had been slightly ambitious, so I wanted to take this leap and want to appear for MBA. So I was doing CAT preparation, and I appeared for CAT. But luckily that year, everything I got waitlisted. So
this was in which year?
I appeared for CAT 23.
Okay.
And then I got some calls. I got all the possible calls that I could get, but I was waitlisted in every single call.
Oh, really?
So, and at that time there was an opening at Cracku, so I applied, and then at the last moment I had two offers. One was IIFT Delhi, and one was Cracku. And I remember that it was a very tough call. And I remember that whole night I didn't sleep. I was walking on the road and I was thinking all the possible things that could happen. So I decided that finally I'll join Cracku. I thought that maybe I'll convert FMS next year because I had FMS that year. So then that's how I joined Cracku.
Very nice. Now, one of the things that I was always curious about you is, see, coming from your background, studying in a government school, okay, and again appearing for distance college, okay, having the ambition or having the confidence, okay, even for you to actually dream big, you should first have that confidence, that I can go there, okay. Now, from your background, how did you get that confidence that I can get into FMS? Like, I know that FMS has been your dream since the first day you joined, right? So FMS, great college, but many people are actually scared of dreaming that big also.
Yeah, I think it is nothing very big. It's just since beginning only that you realize that you are not okay with anything. You want to grow and you are not satisfied. So I had always taken all the bold decisions I could take with the all available resources that I had, because I was always not ready, and I did not wanted to count myself among the. I didn't want to continue the same life that I want. I wanted to build something for me and for my family also. For that, I realized that I have to do something, and since beginning I started taking some responsibilities. I used to teach some kids. At one point of time I was working as a Zomato delivery rider, because just before COVID, because there was no income sources. So but that was the whole period that was telling me that this is not something you want to continue. And during the COVID phase I realized that no, this is the end. This is something needs to be stopped. So because this is not something I want to continue. And I have seen small businesses around me. When I was growing up, there were very small 3 factories in my area, and I've seen them growing up. So all the things actually related, that those factories part, the principal sir went to Ahmedabad. One of my some of the coaching tutor or some guy was telling me about his cat journey or also. So all the things combined, and in COVID period, that's when I collated all and realized that okay, I want to do an MBA. But I realized that again I don't want to do it from the okayish college. I want to do it among from top 10 only, because schooling is also from there, graduation is also there. I didn't want to settle for less at that point.
That's true. I think this was a good chance for you to take that jump also.
Yes, sir.
So that's very nice. So again, coming to your CAT journey, you first took it in 2023. You got waitlisted in most, right?
Yes, most.
How much did you score?
I had 98.94 at that time, and got almost all possible calls. But I think at that time.
What do you think went wrong?
One of the thing I think is I didn't have a work ex, so I didn't know actually what exactly to be talked about. And I think at that point I was slightly naive, because I have not experienced a lot of things, a regular college and all. So maybe the communication part was missing. So I think all these were the reasons. But that's also exactly why I thought of joining Cracku.
No, but it would have been so demotivating, no, for you. Like every college waitlist. So
exactly in that period, I clearly know that first result was of FMS, and I was only dreaming about FMS, and then I was not there. My name was not there in the list. Then I have Cozy Code, again waitlist. Then Acceleri, again waitlist. MDI waitlist. Lucknow waitlist. Everything was, and that period was like, I can't describe. I called all my friends that were there. I talked them, and I remember that 2 of my friends were there when so Shillong converted. I paid the 1 lakh initial fee, but I was not happy because I had better calls. And then I converted IIFT. And but again, I talked to a lot of people about IIFT. Everyone told me that join IIFT. Why delaying? And there were 2 of my friends. We went somewhere, and I constantly asked them throughout the 2 days of trip that what IIFT or Cracku, and they all told me IIFT. And at the end, I took Cracku.
Okay, good. No, it's good. It worked out. You are joining FMS. So, and I remember in CAT 2024, you didn't do well, right? I think your verbal score was in the 60s. What went wrong in that year?
I think unnecessary pressure. Exactly after, if you leave IIFT and then you think that this year you have to do FMS, it actually puts a lot of unnecessary pressure. And I was not in a good zone. I was not in a positive mindset. And verbal was my weakest section. And this is something I would suggest to all the guys, that if you have any weakest section, in that section, actually you should be very focused. I took it lightly and I really panicked, and that actually ruined my verbal section. And the impact actually carried forward to DLR and quants, which are my strongest section. So that was the reason I couldn't do well in verbal, and I didn't clear the cutoff.
That's okay. So what did you do to improve in verbal? Because then, this year you scored very well, right?
I think actually Saili ma'am also suggested one thing, that if you are weak at verbal, start writing articles. And this time I was sure that okay, no. So basically verbal has not been very good of mine, and I've realized that I have done every possible things and it is not working out for me. Then ma'am told me only one thing, that write one article every single day and write the points. And I thought that this is only thing I'm going to do till the D-Day, and I'm not going to do anything else. But I want to do it for the to the fullest, and I want to give it 100%. So every day in the morning I get up, I write an article, and then we have a group also. So we used to take a picture of that and put that into the group. So that also actually helped me in maintaining the consistency. And by the end, I think it is not whether you have improved or not, but the consistency you have maintained, that backs you up.
So I'll just explain what he was saying about the group. So in our office, like 30-40 people actually take CAT. Like around 70-80% of the employees of Cracku take CAT. So, and we always advise them what you should do to improve. So one of the things that Saili told them was you have to write the main points of any article and post the summary of it in that group, just to ensure that you are being consistent. And every day many people used to post, but one guy used to post very regularly, was Girish. After a point of time, other people stopped posting, but he was posting every day. So I and Saili used to talk, even like at night at 9 o'clock when we were having dinner, we would say, okay, Girish didn't post till now. But then he would post, okay, whether it is 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11:15, and also there are days where he posted. And I personally used to feel very, very inspired by his consistency, because I always believe that if you're consistent, at the end of the day, you will succeed. So that's very good. So this time you did very well in CAT. I remember, but after CAT was over, you were feeling very disheartened, you're demotivated. And I remember telling you that, no, let's wait for the results and all. So what happened at that time?
I think at this time I was very confident for CAT, and my first two sections went very well, VARC and DLR. But as QA section started, my system shut down. And in the same floor, I think some 10-11 people also had their system shut down. And unluckily, my seat were at the corner. So by the time the invigilator came, they set up, almost 10, 12, 15 minutes have passed. Now they said that you will get the full time, but I know what is going to happen, because I'll get the last 15 minutes when everyone would have stood up and they started leaving. So there will be a lot of noise. So my quant section actually didn't go well. That was the only thing I was worried about. Yeah.
But it's okay. Finally, you got, how much did you get? 97 points?
99.
99. Okay, good. And you got some shortlist, right? What are the shortlists that you got?
I got Lucknow, Kozhikode, FMS, MDI, and Udaipur, Shillong, all these.
Because the reason I'm asking you is because once the results came, you were happy, okay? But I remember as the interview session was continuing, I could see that you are getting that momentum, okay? You are getting that confidence with respect to your interview preparation. And I could actually see it in your body language only, that you are actually, you know that narrative or the things that you have to say, tell me about yourself, okay? Those things I could see that you are improving day by day, okay? So can you talk about your interview preparation?
Yeah, I think I have done the interview preparation in 23 also. So I got some idea that, okay, what needs to be done, but I also got the same, the things that what I don't want to do. And I realized that at the end of the day, interview is nothing but you should have a story, and you should be able to articulate yourself, and you should know everything about it. So I prepared my buckets already, like academic bucket, my whole story, my work ex, what I want to do in my life. And actually I've realized that this interview phase have given me a lot of clarity about myself, as well as what exactly I want to do. So I used to sit down with myself and I used to write on different things. One of the assignment through one of the community actually helped me a lot. They said that you have to write your biography, autobiography. You have to write everything you have done till now. And I remember that I have made 7-8 buckets, and that first is my early childhood. I remembered everything I have done throughout that process, my schooling, who was the principal there, who was the teacher who inspired me, what were the subjects I used to like, even the smallest thing that I have done. So that thing actually gave me a very good understanding of, okay, who I am and what I have experienced. Then I prepared my work ex, what exactly I do. Then what is happening around the world, what is happening around the country. Then my acads and all. And after doing all that, I've realized that it's nothing but you have to articulate yourself. And I appeared for a lot of mock interviews. Even Saili ma'am has also taken my interview. And after doing so many interviews, I realized that
what feedback did she give?
She said that you are well prepared. It says you need to fine tune some of the answers.
Okay.
So after giving, I remember that one of the interview, first mock PI I gave, that guy gave me 2.5 out of 10. So basically, I prepared, but there were gaps missing. And the exactly next mock PI I gave, I think 1 week later, that guy gave me I think 7.5 out of 10. So in that period, I realized that, okay, what are the mistakes? I prepared my whole deck that what were the questions each person asked, what was the feedback he has given, and I worked on that, improving. I prepared complete answers of why MBA, what are my strengths, weakness, and those were all mine. Like I didn't copy paste or went through ChatGPT. That autobiography part helped me realize that, okay, what thing I'm good at and what thing I'm not good at. And if they ask me, I could even also back with examples. And I've realized that if we are completely being who we are and showing genuine interest and telling that why we want to do MBA, and also showing that what else we have done, like WorkX or any internship or certificate, I think all these combined up.
Okay, good. No, I could sense that, like, even I help all the content managers. I could see that you are one of the best prepared amongst Cracku for the interviews. Because I remember in one of the videos also, you basically said this, that we should basically tell our story, or we should basically set that narrative of the interview, which is basically what I remember thinking at that time, okay, when I was preparing for my interviews. And it is very difficult to tell that to people or make them understand what it actually means. But I could figure out that you figured out what is important for the interviews. So well done. So yeah, what are the future plans?
I just want to go to my home, want to take a lot of rest before FMS. I talked to a lot of guys about FMS, how it is going to be. They gave me a few points that what needs to be taken care about, what needs to think about. But for next one month, just take a lot of rest. So I'm going to just take.
Good. How far is FMS from your home?
It is somewhere around. It takes 1.5 hours through metro, but I think commuting daily will be tough. Yes.
Okay. Cool, man. Okay. All the best. Okay. Very nice to have you here. Okay. And very happy at your success.